and these are my top seeders and planters in Farming Simulator 22. These are available for all platforms, PC, Mac, and console. I'm on a PS5 here on my Georgia Farms map to take a look at 6 of my favorite planters and seeders in Farming Simulator 22. Now, I have many more, but I thought I'd keep it to 6, and I have a wide variety of planters and seeders here to look at. So let's get right into it and look at our first seeder, the first of my top 6 seeders. So the first one we're going to look at, and definitely not the least of them, because we have a variety. We have large and small ones, but I wanted to pick out this one to look at. This is the John Deere 8350 by ARM Team. It's 4.77 megabytes to download. The slot count for that one is, we got 5 slots on console, so low slot count, low megabytes. This is a direct drill. Let's take a look at it in seeders. So let's go ahead right now and find it in seeders. There we go. And there it is. So $6,000 to purchase. It's a direct drill. 60 horsepower, so it requires very low horsepower to operate. 11 mile per hour, 5.2 meter working width. It will hold seed and fertilizer and plant all your regular seeding products. 1,660 liters capacity. So all around, it's cheap. It's not super tiny. It's easy to pull. The working speed is pretty good. It has both seed and fertilizer. So we have a one option. So it's a nice simple direct drill seeder. It's probably one. It is actually my favorite small seeder in the game so far, at least for all those things that I listed. If we hop in here, we got 830 liters of fertilizer and 830 liters of seed. And as we go, as you can see, you don't even have to turn it on. You just lower it and it starts seeding. And as you can see, I'm using this little tractor, so pretty much anything can pull it. And yes, there are all the seeders and planters can be fast farmed if you have the right equipment, but that's a different video. Now, so that's it. That's the John Deere 8350 by the ARM team. So I'm gonna link, put a link to each of my seeders and planters in the description in case you want to go take a look at it for yourself in the Mod Hub, and then you'll be able to download it yourself if you want to use it. So there's the first one. On to the next one. So the next planter we're going to look at is this one. Yeah, it's a pack of 3. These are the Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planters Series by Custom Modding. Yes, it is the only red planters, well, aside from another brand, but the only case planters that I have in this video, and there aren't very many of them actually, so it's kind of why I picked it, along with the fact that they're really nice. So 72.63 megabytes of download, so it's a fairly large download. 18, 19, and 21 slots on console. Let's take a look at it, where we'll find it in here, and it's under planters. And so, as I said, there are 3 of them, 3 different sizes. You have your 9 meter, 12 meter, and 18.3 meters. So a nice package of 3 different sizes. We have liquid fertilizer and seed is on both of them, and they have quite a number of options. Let's just take a look at the largest one. So we have a couple of wheel styles, wing options, weight. You have weights or stock, oil cooler, which is just a visual numbers, bulk fill scales. That's just kind of like a visual thing. buckets is a visual thing. So now we have, which is not something you see a lot. You can have as a drawbar or a 2-point hitch. Now that's that's a significant option because some tractors don't have a 3-point hitch, so you're going to have to go with the drawbar hitch. And then you have bulk fill on row hoppers, so 3,523 liter capacity, just seeds only. Again, seeds only, but a different style, but less capacity. Then you can add that plus a liquid tank, or bulk fill and liquid, and then back to bulk fill. So you can have liquid and bulk fill, which gives you the best of both worlds, in my opinion. And so that's it. So not an excessive amount of options. This one has a smart box option, which is kind of the same. So a few different options in the smaller one, and again, this one has a smart box option, which the other one I don't think had, perhaps. But anyways, without getting too deep into it, I do have a complete review video of this mod by itself, but the purpose of this is just to kind of show you snippets of each one of my picks, and then you can go, if there's one that you're interested in, you can go investigate it a little bit further or in more detail. Now, this is a planter. Let's get our help window on, actually. Right. It is a direct drill. We do have an interesting unfold. A little bit more detail on this than some of the other planters. So if you like a little bit more of an immersive experience with your planter, then this is more of, well, along the lines of, I'm pretty sure this is as close to the exact replica to the real thing as you can get. And so there you have it. We have lights and everything. And yeah, the 3 different sizes. It is a direct drill. So very nice. And so that's the second in this series, my second pick. There's a planter, the Case IH2150 Early Riser Planters series. Right on. So on to the next one. Right, so now we're getting into some really big stuff. This next one we're going to look at is the John Deere C850 Air Cart and P576 Air Hoe Drill by Custom Modding. 87.01 megabytes to download. Slot count for these two guys, is, let's take a look at it here in seaters. For the cart itself, 21, and for the air hoe, it's 17. So, as you can see, it's a 2-part. We got an air cart that pulls behind, and the seeder machine itself. So let's go take a look at these in seeders and take a look at it first. So the air cart itself, 346,811. So none of this is cheap. It's expensive, 29,953 liter capacity of seed and fertilizer. So it is a big boy for sure. And we do have seeds only or seed and fertilizer options. So depending on what you're planting or what you want to do with it, there's options there, numbers, and the rear hitch. Yes, so we have a rear hitch option. So if you do want to tow behind, say something to carry additional seed or fertilizer, you can do that as well. So very nice. Now moving on to the air hoe drill itself, 293,990. 23 meter working width, so it is, yes, quite a large drill, and it is the largest John Deere branded seeder in the game, I do believe. 520 horsepower required, so you're gonna need something pretty big to pull this around. And which is, I kind of like, it's very simple. You have numbers and extra lights, and that's it for options. So pretty simple. If you just want to go get a nice big air drill and don't want to have to deal with a lot of options, this may be the one for you, and especially if you like John Deere equipment. Now, there is one thing to note about this. It does tend to drift a bit when sitting for a while. The cart might move around, the drill might move around a little bit. I don't see it being... let's see, if there was an update. Yes, there was an update to it, although it still seems to drift a bit, so just be aware of that. Yeah, don't put it anywhere close to, like, say, water or something like that. It might end up drifting in there. So let's hop in. And I got the big boy on it here. So L1 and X unfolds it, and there we go. It is a direct drill as well. I don't like... I try to avoid seeders and planters that are not direct drills. Not that I don't like them particularly, it's just my style. So if you do like the ones where you have to cultivate and do all those kinds of things, that's fine. But these are just my personal picks. And I do like, if it is a two-piece, kind of like this, where there's an air cart, I prefer the drill part to be first, and then the cart following behind the drill, just because of, well, visually and knowing where things are, and because if it was behind, you'd have to scroll way back. So it is quite a big machine. My testing with this, the workers seem to operate it quite well, and no issues with it, thus it's why it's one of my picks. And folding it back up again, it does take a little bit of time. It is working away. It's lifting. There we go. Now we get it going. So it is, again, a bit more on the realistic side, where, I mean, as far as game mechanics allow it, and I mean, it's in the average range where the opening and closing are not excessively long, but it isn't instantaneous either. But still, I do like it because, well, I just like it. I like how it looks, and it works well. So there you have it. I keep jumping in and out. I apologize. There you have it. So that's the John Deere C850 air cart and P576 air hoe drill by Custom Modding. So on to the next one. So the next one we're going to look at is this one, the John Deere DB120 by JHHG Modding. It is 40.54 megabytes to download, 33 slots on console, so it's quite slot heavy. However, it has enormous amount of detail to it, and being that, caution is recommended when using this, as it does tend to kind of get a little laggy around other equipment. Now, it's not too bad. It has, I do believe it has no, it hasn't had an update since its release. So it, yeah, just caution. Or if you have more than one of these, I would recommend not keeping them too close together, as you could run into problems, especially on the older consoles where they can't handle the frame rate and things might get a little dicey. However, it is the largest planter, I do believe, available on console. Excuse me. Now, here we go. So, $345,000 to purchase. It is a massive 36.5 meter working width. And as I said, I do believe it is definitely the largest, or at least the widest planter available. Horsepower rating is 370 horsepower, so it's not a massive horsepower requirement. seeds and liquid fertilizer, so that's good as well. Tanks, we have options of a let's see, we can have options up to 5,994 liters of capacity of seed and fertilizer, so that's nice. We do have other options, wheel options, light options, and a few, well, most of them are cosmetic. We do have an option for our trailer hitch, so yes, you can trail a tank or some kind of a trailer to expand your capacity for the seeds and fertilizer. And we also have an option for a conveyor. So if you want the extra interactiveness of a conveyor to load the seed, at least just the seed anyways, you can have that, or you can go without. It's up to you. Either way, this is a massive planter. It is also, of course, a direct drill, as all of the seeders and planters I have in this video are. Now this has quite a, let's unfold it, shall we? It does take a bit of time, being such a massive piece of equipment. It does, as you can see here, it isn't super fast, so just be prepared for that. Although once it is unfolded, you have a massive wingspan, and you can knock off a lot of ground in a much shorter period of time than you would with something else. And as I said, it does take a minute. 9 miles per hour, so it's not particularly fast. 9 miles per hour working speed, but I think the width makes up for the speed. And we got these little ends that should be, oh yes, this other one comes out first. So it's a much, this as well is a much more realistic kind of planter, the way it unfolds. They unfold the left one first and then the right one. There we go. So we're probably well into a minute here by the time everything is unfolded. But you're not going to be using this for any small fields. This is going to be something you're going to be using for quite a large field. So once it's unfolded, of course, you don't have to fold it to refill the seed and fertilizer, which I'm sure you will be needing. And once it's unfolded, lowered, and away you go. So of course it's not, there we go, it's turned on. 9 miles per hour is your maximum speed, but it doesn't require a massive tractor to pull. This is the base game John Deere 8RX, which you can power up to, easily power up to something that will pull this easily. So there you have it. That's the John Deere DB120 by JHHG Modding. And so on to our next one. Is this the Bourgault 3420-100 Paralink hoe drill and 71300 air cart? This is by Giant Software. Yes, so this is a mod put out by the game manufacturer or the game producer itself. It is 54.89 megabytes to download. 21 slots for the air seeder and 13 slots for the trailed tank. So this is going to be in seeders. And so here's the air cart, $331,500, $45,810. So massive capacity of solid fertilizer and seeds. And it is just as it is. So it's very simple, as most of Giant's mods are. So very nice there. That's both seed and fertilizer. And the air drill is a massive 30.5 meters. So if we remember this one, it was 23. So an extra over 7 meters larger than the largest, that John Deere one we have. And I do believe this is actually the largest seeder in the game as well, if I recall. Maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the biggest one. Again, just plain and simple, it is what it is. Bang, you buy it, you use it. 600 horsepower requirement, 11 miles per hour. So it's going to need a pretty big machine to pull it. I have this versatile 620 at 620, so it's almost just barely enough to pull this along. Now, the reason I picked this is because it's the biggest, but there is 2 other Bourgault seeders that are separate mods if you want to go with a smaller one. So just look under seeders, they should pop up. But I wanted to feature this one just because it's so massive. Now, let's start it up here. And again, it's the seeder, the air drill is in the middle and the cart is at the back. And this is as far back as I can scroll. So it's pretty big, but once we unfold it, which we will do here now, and actually the unfolding sequence is not too bad. It's fairly quick, so it's not going to take an enormous amount of time. And here it is. So you can see once it starts unfolding how large this thing is. But it's fairly quick. It's much quicker than actually the other 2 we looked at. Now this 2 again is a direct drill, and it has actually had an update to this one a little while ago. So even so, this thing does work really well with the workers. It's as I said, it's a direct drill. It has massive capacity, and once you start using it, once it's unfolded and ready to go, you're going to cover a lot of ground, as you would expect in something this large. So definitely something I've used quite a bit of. And if you like really large seeders, this is something definitely you might want to look at if you have a really large operation and you want to go big. And there you go, the Bourgault 3420-100 Paralink hoe drill plus the 71,300 air cart. It's by Giant Software. Now on to the final one, the number one, it is finally my top one. So let's go have a look at it. My very top planter or seeder in Farm Sim 22 at this very moment here, Thursday, February 22nd of 2024. This is something that recently came up, and you might say, well, that looks just like the base game Kinze planter. But yes, it does look like it, but it is not. It is a modified version. It is the Kinze Multi-Fruit Planter Pack by Chris S. and Riley S. So yes, it is far from normal or base game. 35.89 megabytes to download, so not too bad there. 22 and 23 slots on console. So let's have a look at it first in planters, and you might have snuck a peek at it earlier, but we have 4 planters in this pack. We have 2 of the smaller version base game smaller version of the base game planter, and the larger version of the base game planter. As you can see here, there are a couple of different options. Now, just to let you know, there is an update pending for this, which has not yet been released. I will be doing an update video on this when that update comes out to improve a number of things. But even as it is right now, as you can see, the number of things this does plant and seed, it's planter and seeder, and it will do all the new premium crops too if you have the premium expansion DLC. It also does sugarcane and poplar, so literally everything. It is really, really cool. Liquid fertilizer, seeds, sugarcane, and potatoes. So let's just look at the multi-fruit, the unrealistic version here at the very end. It's a little bit cheaper as well. It only requires 250 horsepower. Now that's being updated to a little bit, so there's an update for that. 30 mile per hour top speed, 18.2 meter working width. So Yes, and the capacity 65,000 liters, so you're not going to run out of products. So we have wheel options, brand, so we can switch up the brand to whatever brand you want. Let's just go case, so let's just go with case. Rear lights, warning markings, beacons. The update is going to add a hitch to the back, just so you know. That's upcoming. It's still in testing. And so we have hub color, frame color. So we have all these wonderful colors, but we picked case. So let's go with a red, shall we? Or we can go chrome red. Lots of beautiful colors there. And the tank, yes, we can pick whatever color you want with the tank. In the case theme, perhaps gold. Yes, that would look nice. Grids, that's the things on the back there. Let's just make that white. Yeah, very nice. So yes, lots of color options. So obviously, many more options in the base game. And of course, we have unrealistic. Or, if you prefer, you can, you know, tone down the unrealistic-ness of that, and instead of the unrealistic 30 mile per hour and 65,000 liter, you can go back that down to a more realistic 7,400 liter capacity and a 13 mile per hour top speed, but still yet have all these wonderful color options and so forth. So it gives you the option. If you don't like the unrealistic bits about it, there is the option for a less unreal experience, more of a still a modified but yet toned down, shall we say. And of course, this is the smaller version here, but yes, they're direct drill. Yeah, very nice. Let's hop in now that I've talked too much. Unfolding is not too fast, but definitely not too slow. It unfolds in a very nice, quickly enough that you can get going and get going to it, or get to it really quickly. Now, notice that I'm not hitting the 30 miles per hour here. That's coming in an update. So the ease, it just needed a little bit of an adjustment there. That's all. But that is coming, and this definitely is just because of the capacity, the types of crops. Oh, let's just turn it off. That is really noisy. Again, yes, the reason this is my number one right now, these guys do wonderful jobs. It's awesome. They do a bunch of other mods, but definitely this is my top planter for all those reasons: capacity, speed, and they're constantly looking to improve and upgrade it, especially even with suggestions from the community. I hear rumors, or I hear they're planning on maybe even adding a rolling or mulching function to it, so it's multiple things at once. So eagerly await the update to this and see what all happens. But there you go. That's the Kinze Multi-Fruit Planter Pack by Chris S. and Riley S. And there we go with that. Hopping over here. These are my top six. The top six planters and seeders in Farming Simulator 22. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment and let me know what your favorite planter or seeder is, if it's not here or I haven't shown it. So feel free to express your likes and dislikes and your favorites in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and remember, it's only a game. So till the next one, bye for now.